Hi Taurus, here is a general look at your solar chart for April 2013, and every year at this time, well, when I say this time I mean mostly the first 2/3 of the month, the sun and many of the planets often are in a background area of your chart. So I see this as a sort of an incubation area, a preparation area. It's not the main launch day yet, or the birthing day. It's almost like a womb-like area. So until the 20th, the energies will manifest as a pull inwards. And there will be a lot going on inside of you, and maybe a lot going on behind the scenes. Perhaps you are connecting more with memory, the past, dreams, whether they're daydreams or nighttime dreams, but also you could be very busy at something in a kind of it's almost a hidden kind of a way, and you're working on it you see. And of course, when the sun and the planets come out of there, which is going to be later on in the month, then things will start to launch. Okay, so you'll be you will be more aware of internal processes, and also the advice would be to look after yourself, do nurturing, healing things, or literally just watch your back a bit more. Not that I'm seeing anything doing this type of astrology, I can't see any details, but just be more aware of your boundaries and look after your boundaries. And also you might have to more than once put your own desires and preferences and routines and habits, whatever they are, on one side, your own reactions on one side. Just mute things down a bit, because there's something bigger than you going on, whatever that's about. And also the advice would be to, at times in this looking after yourself phase, because that's just the way it is to let go and let others take the strain sometimes. And another way this can work as well is that it's a great time to be working with dreams, to be working spiritually, to pursue spiritual practices, yoga, meditation and the like, but also the arts. This connects you very, very strongly to your imagination and anything to do with any of the arts. And you can do well there. There can be a lot more going on inside of you than others realize. And even though the outside world still demands your attention, especially up until mid-month, actually, Mercury is going to be in quite an outgoing, progressive, very, very kind of buzzy, interesting area with connections you're making, and maybe new friends you're making, or meeting old friends even. Definitely Mercury is going to be putting the mental focus very much out there through group associations, friendships, contacts that you make in person or over the wires, and you probably, your mind being even I could say, little moments of having your mind blown by what is happening, or just little epiphanies, going on, because there can be there's an unusual flavor where Mercury is, and Mercury rules your mental focus, but also it can mean that discussions, correspondence, paperwork, there's some sort of unusual edge to some of it, you see, and you getting immersed into some sort of collective, and very much it will be important for you to be gathering information, learning stuff through this collective, or through who you know, and contacts new and old should be informative. When the sun moves on the 20th, then very much you're far more out there, you're far more getting far more confident, you're feeling more empowered, because the sun comes into the area of your own sign, and that's a very different kettle of fish to the beginning time of the month, or for like 2/3 of the month. And then back to Mercury again. Mercury then moves out of that area there on the 14th, where actually Mercury's been there for a long time, and then Mercury dives down into these deeper levels, and you become a little bit at one remove sometimes mentally from what's going on around you. You get a little bit more introspective. Maybe that artistic side kicks in, that intuitive side kicks in. You're more open to emotional or subtle energies. You may come across as a little preoccupied to others, a little hesitant to others, whatever the reason for that is. But it's just, you know, pure energies that I'm trying to sort of describe here. Also you can get on with things behind the scenes, and maybe feel happier in with your own company sometimes, even though the sun goes into a very much more extrovert area on the 20th, and actually so does Mars, and that should raise your energy level. But before I speak about Mars, just to mention Venus, which is your ruling planet. Venus starts off in this in quite a in this background area, and it means that you are more likely to have to defer to others, or do things because or on behalf of others, to socialize in a way or at a time that doesn't really suit you sometimes. In certain situations as well, you may just be keeping your cards close to your chest, keeping your feelings to yourself, watching maybe what you say about certain things to certain people, but also maybe admiring things from a distance, sort of like inwardly going, oh, wow, but not actually saying it out loud, if you see what I mean. Another way this can work is that you're thinking about someone a lot. A relationship could very much be flourishing in the background, or you could you could be in a team, in a background sort of a way, maybe a team of others as well. But others may be oblivious to actually how much is going on within you and what you're feeling. So you need to look after yourself. I said that earlier, but you do during this time. And when I say yourself, I don't just mean your physical security, I mean your emotional security. And so you need to take time to process and align and balance yourself, because of what's going on, whatever that is, and look after your boundaries. I mentioned that, but also Venus is the planet of beauty, so you just need to be experiencing that beauty and make sure that you expose yourself in whatever way it is, by visiting the places or doing the things or having the therapies or doing the physical like practices like meditation, yoga, whatever, which gives you that feeling of beauty, good in your skin, balance, etc. So it's a more nurturing time. Okay, so the lucky ones will get that nurturing energy coming from the outside, but also, I say that, but actually you are responsible as well for making the choices which take you to those nurturing waters, those healing waters, however that is for you. But then it very much changes from the 15th when Venus comes out of there. So things start to change from the end of the second week onwards, because the Sun is moving on the 20th, so is Mars, but Venus moves a little bit earlier on the 15th, and that makes you more up for things, more outgoing, you feeling better in your skin, Venus in your sign just gives you an allure. You know, there's something about Venus coming into a sign of the zodiac which just sprinkles a little bit of fairy dust and makes you more aesthetically aware, but also a much more sociable, meeting the world with a smile, and getting the opportunities to mix and mingle successfully with others. And also Venus is about quality. It's good about the good things in life. It's about money. It's about material objects, architecture and the like. So maybe you're appreciating more of these sorts of things, and also from the financial angle or from the good resource angle, then those things are more likely to be flowing towards you from the 15th onwards. Now, as I say, Mars moves into until the 20th. Mars is still in this background area where it's been since February. And there, you know, you're keeping your cards close to your chest. You're being supportive. You're playing a low-key role. Maybe you're being more selfless. And even when, you know, it hasn't been convenient. This Mars transit will just encourage more self-reflection. You may be nipping in the bud an old reaction pattern that you know you get into when somebody always says that thing or acts in that way. It might be anger, or it might be something else, you know, pity, or lack of confidence, whatever it is. So with Mars here, you can really square up to some things which you know are counterproductive to your well-being, and pay attention to the details of daily life for yourself, and how you can help yourself, and also allow others who you trust to help you as well, but also be there for others a little bit more. As I say, that's the position of the Sun too until the 20th. But emotions and inner frustrations can be nearer the surface. But as I said at the beginning, this is like a chrysalis. I see this as an incubation area, a womb-like area where you're developing. It's behind the scenes. And then from the 20th, Mars enters your sign. Then you are your energy starts to rise, your decisiveness starts to crystallize and increase, and activities amp up around you. It gets busier, it gets maybe noisier, and it's a time for initiating, maybe plunging into new things, however small they are, you know. Taking a walk once a day, you know, I mean, but however, starting reading a new book, you know, knitting a new jumper, starting a new garden or a plant pot, I mean, whatever it is, and getting healthier, you know, exercise, diet, whatever it is. It's a time to initiate and get into new things. And of course, hopefully you will be choosing this, but sometimes it's kind of to keep up with what's going on around you, because your environment could demand that you, you know, make decisions. You don't ever like being rushed or pushed, but your environment might demand that you make decisions and take action and have your wits about you and think on your feet. And it could even be a more male-dominated environment, Mars being the male planet. But overall, you will have more energy and more. You'll need the stamina. You'll need the stamina. So once again, I'm going to say, just look after yourself and watch your step, because Mars can be hasty and accident-prone. So just watch your step as you go forwards there. Now Jupiter is in your money house. Go, lucky you. Jupiter, the planet of abundance, potential abundance. We can all, you know, screw it up, but potential abundance is in your money house and has been for several months and will be there until June. So it does mean that this is your opportunity to expand yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, by maybe splashing out, but then you're likely to get that back 1,000-fold. Just there's just one little addition I'll make here, which is that Jupiter delivers best when you're doing something which is not just for material gratification, but of course we all need to put food on the table, I don't mean that, but is for your higher learning, or your learning, or you're helping others learn. And then Jupiter, if you run with that Jupiter energy, it'll come back to you really, really well. And it'll help you to realize your own worth more, or your talents, and other. During this Jupiter transit, you're likely to be more appreciated for your talents, even though you didn't even know they were there, you know, or you will be valued. You will be valued more. You're more likely to be valued more by others, and opportunities for you to show others what you're made of, what you can do, is going to be increasing. And you Taurians born between the 1st and the 9th of May, or with 11 to 18, 19 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. The Saturn cycle is at the moment opposing your sign, and it means that you've got to be more careful and watch your P's and Q's in close relationships, and balancing as best you can, and maybe quite cautiously and gradually, because it's quite a long transit, your needs and requirements, or your take on things, with their needs and requirements and their take on things and whatever else as well. But you can feel quite limited by it sometimes, quite, you know, you're sort of in a tight corner with it sometimes. So compromise will be on the table, collaboration hopefully, but definitely the gradual, bit by bit, poco a poco, step by step cultivating of others, and that will be where you sweat the most, probably, because it always is wherever Saturn is for us all. And you Taurians, you children of the bull, born the 27th of April to the 1st of May, or with 7 to 11 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Uranus is working from a very obscure, private, incubating part of your chart, but definitely helping you in a flash to understand deeper motivations and what really went on or is going on, either with them or with you, way back then or now. You also could have sudden realizations about your health, about your habits, about your lifestyle. And you Taurians born between the, well, I'm going to leave that for my website actually, because I don't think I've got the time. Neptune until the 2020s. Neptune is in a very good angle to your sun sign, giving you the opportunity to become more involved with groups which serve a community, serve a common purpose, serve the common good, and you liaising with kindred spirits, and also you know, bringing out your sense of duty or compassion through a group dynamic of some kind. And also you feeling very much a soul connection with certain people of this group, or maybe it's just one, and which part of your sign that's affecting will be on my website. And Pluto, again, Pluto is in a very good angle to your sun sign Taurus, and it will be for several years, bringing a deeper awareness, a deeper appreciation to yourself, the thread of your own personal truth, and you are distilling the essence through your intellectual seeking, through your philosophy in life, through travel, through broadening your mind, through religions maybe, and the spiritual law. And again, the part of the sign that will be affected will be on my website. Just a mention of a couple of things. On the 1st and the 2nd, something underlying could come to light and then clears the air. And on the 21st, 22nd, a tendency to narrow thinking, either you or somebody else, but just try to keep an open mind and understand there's a different way of seeing things, of looking at things. On the 22nd, don't expect too much from others or from yourself. Just keep a low profile then. And 28th and also the 30th to the 1st of May, A bit more pressure there to push against, but just stay positive and move forward slowly and cautiously, and everything will be fine.